Hey, Team Hope. Hope everyone is doing awesome. Today is going to be kind of a fly by the seat of our pants Zoom call because we don't really have an agenda. I just put it out there for you guys to ask any kind of questions you might have. If you have certain objections that you're facing that you don't know how to handle or whatever, things that you want to know as you're brand new deciding just to start growing this business. So that's what we're going to do. The first question that we got was from Heather, and she said somebody asked her something along the lines of, if your products work so well, why do I need so many? And I thought, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. So my super simple answer to that, Heather, would be that answer is actually on our team page, because when all the new products came out and right after convention, we had lots of posts about what each of our main products do. Not all of them, not all 19, but the Triplex, the VitalBiome, and the X Factor, how those 5 work together. But what you're not really going to send somebody the team page, but as team members know that is on our page for you guys to research and find. But we'll kind of chat about why, and it's really because they all do such different things. So the pink drink helps regulate your blood sugar, but it has the prebiotic to help all of your good enzymes grow and flourish. And this is Tiffany can go into science. If your people really want science, you're going to have to start a 3-way chat with Tiffany. But typically my answer works for most people. And that is that the ProBio 5 is like a scrub brush in your intestines, and it's working all of the toxins out. The BioCleanse gently flushes it all out. So people can have just one or the other, or just one thing, depending on what kind of symptoms they have or what they really want to work on. But the 3 of them work so well together. And I was on a long call with one of our team members yesterday, and I clearly had never done a great job explaining what each of them did, so she didn't know what to be looking for. So what I know from experience is if your people are experiencing diarrhea, you need to increase ProBio 5. A lot of diarrhea, like decrease on BioCleanse. If they're constipated, you need to decrease on ProBio and increase BioCleanse. And just think in your mind, BioCleanse is sweeping it out, and ProBio is like, it's like when you sweep and you're pushing it all together in a pile. Jenny, you got something to say?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to stop with the sweeping analogy. Something that people should understand is that it's not uncommon when you're going through detox to have a little diarrhea. That does happen. We're talking about if you've been 3-4 weeks in and you're still like, wow, am I supposed to clean out this long? That's what we're talking about. You're fine tuning after you've passed through detox.
And I will also tell you from experience after all these years of doing it, I really love dessert. So I don't crave sweets all day like I used to before I started Plexus. Like I used to, I think Jenny pointed out to me the other day, eat M&Ms all day. I kept M&Ms in my desk at the Predators, and I could eat like not like the single serving bag that you buy at the grocery store, the big bag, a day. Like all day I ate sweets. Now, a couple nights a week, I may have dessert. I may have a couple EL fudge cookies. I may have a little bowl of ice cream. And it's more out of just, I want it, as opposed to like I'm craving it. Here's the thing. When I eat that, I have diarrhea in the morning. That's what I've learned. That doesn't mean everybody does, but that happens. So if you have people, be sure to ask them, like, how are you eating? The great thing about Plexus is you don't have to tell people to change how they're eating, but if they are constantly eating really high sugary foods, especially with block. With block, if I eat crap, it's coming right out. Like literally 10 minutes later, I'm in the bathroom. I don't know if anybody else experiences that, but I do.
Yes. It's been a rough summer, baby. It's been a rough summer.
So, VitalBiome. So ProBio gets out all the toxins and all the funk, and it does help increase some of the good bacteria and enzymes that we need. But VitalBiome's entire purpose as a different probiotic is to build all of the good, Like it is seeding and helping grow all of the really good stuff we need in order to help our serotonin levels boost up and all kinds of other healthy bacteria that we should have if we hadn't destroyed our gut with processed foods and prescription medications and soda and sugar and carbs. But because most people do that, all of this good bacteria isn't in there. So VitalBiome does that. X Factor, I'm not even an expert on X Factor because it does so much. I mean, I do know that it helps with immunity. I do know that it has been proven to really reduce the symptoms of menopause. I know it helps with energy. What else, guys? It's just the most powerful multivitamin ever. It's like 19 vitamins and minerals, but in the most consumable form. Tiffany took her mute off, which means she's got something to say.
Yeah, something to say.
So it is your typical vitamin, right? It's got all the vitamins that you see in all the multivitamins, but because it is in the most digestible form, your body's getting all of it. Okay. So instead of like picking out what it can from like the traditional multivitamins, it can absorb all of it. And the aloe is helping heal your your digestive tract and making it easier to digest. So that's where I think it makes such a big difference compared to other multivitamins, is because you're getting so much more of what you're supposed to. So that's what
in case you guys don't know, your body is a pretty efficient machine, and things that you put into it, your body's like, thank you for coming, everybody out. And it can't absorb it in the form that a lot of vitamins are available in. So you literally take them and flush them back out before your body can process them.
And I did one time here, I think it was at Leaders Retreat last year, they did a really pointed out just the purpose of aloe. So I can't tell you, as a little ginger growing up in San Diego, how many times I got sunburned. And my family always had a big aloe plant, and they would cut open the leaves, and I was like covered in pure aloe all the time. Why? Because that heals whatever it does. But we have aloe in our X Factor Plus. So it's healing all inside any of the little minute tears or any of the damage that we've done. But then also it increases the absorption 300% of what we take. Can you guys think of anything else of why? I mean, multiple products, obviously Ease and Nerve, our pain management group. I mean, so Ease.
And major inflammation. I know I've talked to a few people about how exacerbated the effects of inflammation can be just because you eat a lot of sugar through either processed foods or you've got a sweet tooth or whatever. And sugar is such an aggravator of inflammation anyway. And if you've got that kind of an issue and you're just getting started, you should know that Ease is like bringing in an extra heavy bat. It's like the kingpin of inflammation reduction. And as long as you can swallow that, which you can, you don't taste it later, but it's awesome. It's awesome. Inflammation, be gone. Uh-oh. Christy, I think, is frozen. She actually has a lot of good things to say about Ease because, oh, please don't do that.
Okay, there she is.
There she is. She's back.
I froze, but you kept talking. But I'm pretty sure you covered it. I take Ease every day because I learned at the same Leaders Retreat event, and there's a video on it. I can share it. But all of the things in Ease that are so good, there's other vitamins and minerals in it that are so good for us. But I was watching on the doctors the other day, and they were saying one of the main things, because immunity, of course, it's flu season, starting to be flu season, and everybody gets sick in cold season. And they were like, turmeric. You need to be taking turmeric every day, and that's in our Ease. So I just take it every morning. I also have a thumb issue, so when it starts to flare up, I take extra Ease and I take Nerve.
So my understanding on Nerve, and I haven't done as much research into the ingredients as I have into Ease, but my understanding of Nerve is it's got the combination of or the proprietary blend, I guess is what the title is. It bathes the nerves in happiness. How about that for a technical term? So bathes it in happiness. So because nerves are, this is going from medical side, I deal with nerves a lot, and they are very easily to be aggravated. They do not calm down easy at all. It takes a long time for them to calm down. So when you bathe it in happiness, it can say, oh, I can calm down. So that's probably the most technical per se that you'd have to know. But it bathes it in happiness, and it's going to be good for all of your nerves. Does it do it for the brain as much? I'm not sure that it goes into the brain. That's where I think the omegas are better for the brains. I think they cross the brain barrier better, the brain-blood barrier. See, now I'm getting too sciencey. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so bathe the nerves in happiness so that they can calm down a lot easier. And when you have a chronic issue, that means that the issue may not be going away, but if you can keep things calm, like your inflammation at bay, or the nerve is helping keep things in happiness, then you're not going to feel the side effects of it or the pain from it. So that's where
perfect sense. Because my mom, who's had 4 back surgeries and the 3 knee surgeries, she takes Nerve and Ease every day and has been off her pain pills for a couple years now. But she told me, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, she had run out of Nerve. She was still taking her Ease, but she had run out of Nerve, and her back and knees started hurting again, like within 4 days.
Yeah.
So
it's not that it's...
And she felt better. So it's not like it's fixing everything. It just allows you not to be in chronic pain.
Yes, right. Because it's keeping things happy. The inflammation is what tells our brain that it's pain, that something's wrong. And so if you can keep all that calm, you're going to be doing a lot better in general. So yeah. So how's that for explanation?
That's awesome. Jenny, what do you got? You got questions, Jenny?
I was just going to type a couple in case I have to go because I can't stay too long. But something that I have heard from people is, number one, how can I expect to go gold if I'm not silver? And I think, especially in this group, it's actually fun looking at it from this standpoint, because going silver, I actually get really annoyed now if I don't go silver every month. It just bothers me. And to go gold doesn't take that much more. 20 people sounds really overwhelming. But as long as you continue to do the things that we've been talking about and teaching, it happens. I look back now in January when I was like, look at my little graphic tree. I only have 1 person. And now I'm like, it blows up. And it's super exciting. And it was only a few months ago. And it's just from doing the things that we've talked about and being consistent every day. And it happens. And the more you learn, the more you just become more confident. So for people who, I know several people on my team have said, I can't go gold, or how do I go gold when I have had a difficult time going silver? It's because you're just ramping up.
It gets easier.
It gets easier.
Yeah.
So that, and I'll probably have to mute because Will wants to play the piano. Can you talk for just a minute about, and I think we actually did a bit on this on the team page already, but talk about taking block properly, because for a long time, the understanding I had was take block right before you eat a carb-heavy meal. Occasional use, and it turns out that is not the best way to make it effective as it can be. So do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yes. So in my opinion, if somebody really wants to lose weight, that's one of their main goals, which a lot of our people are, I recommend block. Because accelerators sometimes can make people jittery. I love accelerators so much, but people with heart issues or whatnot, you can't give them accelerator or boost, but everybody can take block. So there's 2 ways to take block, either 2 before each of your largest meals, so typically lunch and dinner, or 1 in the morning, 2 before your largest meal, and 1 at bedtime. The reason is because block is designed to work and to latch on to the glucose molecules and the things in your body that turn into fat. So your body works the most at night when it's at rest. So by taking block at bedtime, it goes in there, and all that stuff that would be settling through your digestive system and turning into fat, it flushes away. By taking it first thing in the morning, it really helps curb your cravings. But here's the thing, and this came up in the team page because people made comments like, I'm doing low carb, I'm trying to avoid sugars, I'm doing that. You guys, granola has a ton of sugar, yogurt has a ton of sugar, apples, all your fruits. Like Deanna can't eat very many fruits because of her diabetes, because they have so many sugars and carbs. It's way better for you than a Snickers bar, but so many sugars and carbs in fruit. So like I put on juice.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Not the friend that you think it is.
No. So Block really is, for people that are interested in losing weight, a magnificent product. When I had probably been on Plexus for, let's see, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months. And I had stopped losing weight. This is when I very first began. I'd been on it 6 months and I had totally stopped losing weight. And I added Block, and within like a month, lost another 8 pounds. It works, but it works to help lose weight if you take 4 a day. It's not going to be a huge help if you just take it randomly whenever you feel like it. It may, you may sit down and think, oh my gosh, I'm having lasagna, I should take Block. Well, it's going to help with that for sure. But if you take 4 a day, it's going to make a big difference in what's going on in your body.
How about this one then? That's awesome. That actually is even different from what I have been taking to at bedtime, people. So look at, just because you've hit ranks doesn't mean you know everything. It's awesome. I had a question from a person that's pretty new, and she asked about how can you explain gluten sensitivities and how Plexus can help. And I thought it might be helpful if you talked about that for a second, about sensitivities generally, allergies and other stuff that all is born in the gut, and how to maybe talk to people about that.
Go, Tiffany.
All right. So in general, so if your body is reacting to something, say, I don't know, pollen or grass, you're allergic to it. And this is more than just a seasonal allergy. This is like a true, if you get too much of it, you could go into anaphylactic shock. Okay. Well, I guess even if you are seasonal, anyway, your body is going to be putting up this fight system saying, I've got to fight this off. Okay. That process is really good. What the process is not good at doing is regulating when it doesn't have to work as hard. Okay. Because it senses it and says, we got to fight this. So let's fight. And what can happen is your body is going to be ultra sensitive because you are already fighting something else. Okay. When that happens, your body will start to think something else is dangerous. Okay. Mm-hmm. What I had heard in one of my medical classes was that when you have a bout of food poisoning, per se, so there is something that your body is trying to fight, and you eat something at the same time, your body is sending out these, we recognize that, fight it. And it will recognize the thing that it's not bad and still want to fight it. And so even after the fact, you can still be sensitive or have the same response just as when you had the food poisoning. And that's just a gut thing, okay? If you are having an allergy issue, your body is in heightened alert, like danger, danger zone. And so that response is creating a certain level of inflammation. So when we think about Plexus, whether it be the alpha lipoic acid in Slim, the natural anti-inflammatories in Ease, or just a happier gut with aloe and everything, you are calming down that inflammation response. And so because that will calm down, that fight system will calm down too, so that you're not going to be set off so easily. Now, I'm curious how this will help, like with true allergies, like thinking my dad is allergic to blue dye. Something little like that, where it is like he will react, his skin will break out, and I guess if he has too much, his throat will close. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far. But, I'm curious to see how, if there's an accident of him just having a little bit, that he won't respond to it now that he's been on Plexus he's only been on it for 4 months. Like in a year, how will it be? Because his whole body will have just down-regulated its response. So does that help, or is that too technical?
No, that's good. Okay, Jenny, you got to go.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Tiffany. That was fantastic. I will look forward to Will says goodbye to the team.
Goodbye, Will.
I will watch the rest later. I know you guys are going to keep talking, so good luck, and I'm out.
Bye. No, Tiffany, that was awesome. That was so much science. Because again, you're with the science, and then I've seen a lot of testimonies of, like I can tell you just in our house with allergies, we all took like whatever I bought over the counter, you know, Claritin or whatever, because our allergies were all so bad. And I haven't bought any of that in 2 years. I don't know the science behind how it works. All I know is nobody in my house has allergies anymore. But as far as like the true, like deadly type allergies that you're talking about, I have seen stories of where people have been really like, they may have something happen, but it's not near as bad as it used to, or it doesn't happen near as often as it used to. I know that we have leaders on our team who have major like celiac disease and gluten intolerance and all kinds of things. And so I've asked, you know, Natalie Canavia is one of them. And I've asked her, like, what does that do? And she goes, well, used to. And she told me how bad everything used to be. Now she will go ahead and have rolls or go ahead and have pasta. And she goes, I may get a little bit of heartburn, but sometimes I don't even. So she goes, if it's a really great meal, I just take my chances and I enjoy it. Whereas before there was no way, you're taking no chances. So that's that. Here was another great question by Amberly. How to utilize social media when you're super busy and with Buffer. So I love this. And I had forgotten that I hadn't trained on this in a long time because I don't use it anymore. So many of you that are new to our team may not know that up until May, I had a cake pop business. And I did a lot of cake pops. So truly, I worked most days at least 12 hours on cake pops. So I didn't have time to be posting on Facebook. I didn't have time to do research and try to find cool things to post about Plexus. I didn't have time to get creative. So what I would do is once a week, what I would do is when I saw other people's posts that I liked, I just clicked in the top right-hand corner and I saved them. And I would save every post of any Plexus person that I liked. And then once a week, I would sit down to Buffer, which is BUFFER.com. And you can post 5 posts, pre-post 5 for free, or you can pay $10 a month and have unlimited posts. So I did that. And I would go in and spend about an hour and post 20 or 30 things. And I would have them set to go up and I would rotate. I think usually what I would do is a Plexus post, a motivational post, a Plexus post, a motivational post. And I had them set to go out at approximately 8 a.m., approximately lunchtime, and approximately 8:30 or 9 p.m. because that's when people in my network are most on social media because they're on it in the morning when they shouldn't be driving. They're on it at lunchtime, and then they're on it at bed when their kids go to sleep, right? I mean, you're on it periodically, but those are your main times you're looking. So that's when my, and I would go to my saved posts, pull it up, and then put it into Buffer, but adjust it so it's your own words and your own verbiage. You know, try to take your own pictures to have up there and pre-post those, but not just Plexus. Post in something motivational or something if you find a really great, you know, if you're an exercise buff, that's really great with our brand. So post exercise tips, post, you know, cool, healthy recipes. Don't be posting like Oreo cheesecake recipes all day long, like you're selling health and wellness, but post things on Buffer. Then what you're going to do is throughout your day, try to post something that's relevant to that day. So I would always make a point to, at some point during my day, either take pictures of cake pops and just post it right then, or take pictures of Andrew doing something and post one right then. So then they're interspersed with what I'm automatically putting out there. People don't know. Some people do. People in our industry know if it says Buffer at the very top that you've pre-scheduled it. Most people, the average Joe on Facebook does not pay any attention to that. They just see a post, they like it, they chat about it, whatever. And that's how to use Buffer. Honestly, about 1 hour a week I would spend on it, and I could get 30 posts up, which is 10 days or more. So if you're super busy or your day's crazy or you're finding that it's 9 o'clock at night and you haven't posted anything, I highly recommend looking at Buffer. You can also hook it to your Instagram so that it goes to both. It's just a really great way. You know, one of the keys to going gold is being consistent and truly being consistent with your posting. Because if you don't post, let's say you go gangbusters and post for 3 or 4 days about how much you love it, and then you don't post for 2 weeks, I promise you, everybody thinks you quit or gave up. And you don't want that to happen, because probably only 10% of the people in your network saw your posts from 2 weeks ago. Everybody doesn't see everything that you post. You know, all 2,000 of my friends do not see each of my posts. Here's the other thing. Go into our Gold for Thanksgiving group and look at who's in it, and then do me a favor, once a day, go to that person's page and see if they've posted something about Plexus and comment on it. That really helps bump once you get 3 comments on a post, it bumps it up into the feed of what everybody sees, if that makes sense. So work together. You know, you guys are a team. We're going to do this. It's going to be so amazing, but it's so much easier by doing it together. So what I want you to do is go in there. So like last night, before I went to bed, I went and pulled up everybody's name, and I went and looked for every single person and to see if they'd posted about Plexus, and I commented on it. That boosts, gains traction. So there weren't really any other questions, but here is one thing. In each post that I'm sending, each kind of stuff that I send you each day, you're seeing probably pretty regularly positive affirmations, and you may not know exactly what I mean by that. We have a video on it, I think, in the pinned post, and if you've been around, poor Jenny, Tiffany, and Deanna, they've heard positive affirmations at the wazoo. But it's because they work, because it's true. It's putting things out into the universe and then allowing the universe. I mean, you got to work. You can't just say, I'm an emerald, and then never reach out to anybody or help grow a team or do anything. You're going to be emerald. No, you have to put in the work. But it's much easier to stay focused on your goals if you speak them in the present tense and focus on everything positive. I cannot tell you how my mind has shifted since I started doing this way back in January. When somebody says something negative in my house, I switch it into a positive phrase immediately. I don't even know if it drives them crazy anymore. It used to. Now they're just used to it. Like if anybody in my family says something negative, they just look at me and wait for me to rephrase it. So here are some examples. You could say, so I say in mine, I switch it up because I'm close to Senior Ruby. So I will say I'm a Senior Ruby ambassador, but then I also say I'm a Diamond ambassador because I do my affirmations 3 times a day. So here are some examples. I'm a Diamond ambassador. I talk to 5 new people about Plexus every day. I have the fastest growing Plexus team. I attract business builders to my team. I help everyone on my team achieve new ranks. I am a great leader. For you, you could say, I post every day about Plexus. You could say, everyone I talk to has enough money for Plexus. You could say, I'm trying to think. I say, I have abundant wealth. I say, I work 4 hours a day on my Plexus business because that's my goal. I'm doing this full time now. Yours may be, I work Plexus 30 minutes a day. It could be, I complete my daily action stack every single day. I will say, I am Christ-like. I go to church every Sunday. It can be anything that you want. What you really need to sit down is write down, here's how you do it. You write down your goals, and then you translate those goals into positive self-talk. And then there is an app on the iPhone, which is repeat after me. I'll have to look. If you guys want that, comment and let me know. Repeat it again. repeat again, I think. Anyway, and I say my positive affirmations in that because it even works just to be listening to them. So sometimes when I'm in the bathroom getting ready, I just push play and you can make it repeat as many times as you want. And I just listen to them. There's so much science behind how this works. It's unbelievable. And it truly does work. So if you need help creating your positive affirmations, let me know. We can do that. Know that there are a ton of resources on the team page, but also know that I'm here to answer questions. And the final thing I want to say is set up three-way chats. So we've just really dug into those in the last 2 weeks, and I'm blown away by how well they are working. We just have a few people on our team that are really digging into three-way chats and using them every day. And I feel really good about how that is going to affect their team. So don't be afraid. Don't be shy. If you think somebody needs to hear about Plexus, then just start a three-way chat. It's going to be amazing, whether it needs to be a Zoom call like this or on the phone or just on Facebook Messenger. Any way works. But I was telling Tiffany and Jenny before this call started that what I struggle with is coming up with questions and things to tell you guys because I'm so out of the loop of being brand new. So you may hear objections and you're like, oh goodness, how do I handle that? And I just don't anymore. Like there's not really an objection that I haven't heard. There's not anything that surprises me. And so I'm typically able to pretty quickly work through everything and hopefully chat with the person enough that they feel comfortable with what I'm saying. And they may not sign up right away, but most times they will. And it will create a way for you to follow up because I will leave something out there that they need, an action they need to do, whether it's watch a video or let us know what they thought of the sample or whatever. Like no three-way chat is going to end where it just ends and you don't know how to follow up with them. There will be an action that is expected of them as we slow our conversation down. So Tiffany, do you have anything else you can think of that I should share?
So one thing that I was thinking about was what to say when people are going to ask, well, do I have to be on it forever? And so how do you approach talking to them through that?
Okay.
I know what I say, but how would you say?
I say, I'll be on it forever. And when they go, really? Because what's they're thinking in their mind right then is like, oh my gosh, $115 a month forever? Mm-hmm. I get that. My husband thought that. So what I say to them is, I will be on it forever. And here is why. I love pasta. I love sugar. I love I just live a life in 2017 where I'm constantly having processed foods, no matter how hard I try to eat healthy. I do things. I still take a prescription medicine. I used to have 9, but I'm still on one. All of these things cause my body to not work as effectively as it was designed to work. So as long as I'm going to continue living life as I do, I'm going to keep taking my triplex so that my body handles everything and works as well as it can. Does that help? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I guess one thing that I think of when I'm talking to people is, we're calming down the inflammation that your body is having to deal with on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. So once you take away what's calming down the inflammation, where's it going to go? Unless you remove the problem, the inflammation is going to come back. And that's where I like physical therapy, because I'm like, well, let's address the physical, mechanical problem so that it doesn't come back. And if it does, it's not as bad. Mm-hmm. But when you're talking about your body's internal system, it's not that easy just to remove the problem. It's not that easy for me to remove the fact that my thyroid isn't working. Right? I can't get a new one. That's just not a possibility. So there's things like that where your body is just dealing with this. And so what this does is it lets your body deal with what it has to deal with. But people don't necessarily bat an eye about being on a prescription blood pressure medicine or a prescription cholesterol medicine, where, you know, I guess because they know, oh, my cholesterol's high, so I have to be on it, and it's the only way it's going to come down.
And they expect to be on it for the rest of their life.
Right. It's not like, oh, I don't want to be on this the rest of my life. Now, can it be controlled otherwise? Well, sure, with your diet and your exercise, but that's not easy.
Right. And most people just are not willing to do the things that it takes for their body to function top notch, which is where our products make life totally more awesome.
So I personally say, well, I would much rather be on a natural plant-based that helps me feel better and has not so much side effects than be on the chemicals that are in my prescription medicines.
Yep. I love that.
And I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
I love that.
So, and I tell them, I say, you have to figure out what you're okay with.
Right. Nope. That makes perfect sense. Okay. I hope that answered some of your questions, and just know that you guys are all doing awesome things, and I'm super proud of you. So go have a great day. And if you think of questions, then comment, let me know, send me a message, and I'm happy to go live later and answer more questions as you have them. If this brought up more questions, let me know, and I'll just go live and I'll answer them. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.